Again, I'll remind you, we have 5 separate questions that I'll go through and go back and forth, giving you 1-minute response to each of them. The first question, companies, when looking to open a new facility, they want confidentiality. How does the county economic one-stop shop keep confidential information from the county officers? And Willie, we'll start with you and move to Mike.
Whenever our office get an inquiry about our county, it's kept within the Office of Economic Development, and all legal matters are referred to our legal counsel. As you know, that we're responsible to maintain confidentiality, and we take that very seriously. Thank you.
You know, I don't know how his Office of Economic Development is going to handle that situation, because I don't think they've had anything brought to them yet. But by utilizing the 2 separate city entities, they can do whatever they need to do in order to maintain confidentiality if that's necessary for the development. And it really keeps the amateurs, which are the commissioners and the council, it keeps us out of that portion of it, and allows the true economic professionals, which are those 2 agencies, to really have good, hard negotiations with the developers. So this Office of Economic Development I don't support, and this is just one more reason why.
Okay, the next 4 questions are really directed primarily to Mr. Milsap, so we'll start, and if you would, Mike, just take the content of what the question's about and give your thoughts on that. Mr. Milsap, you've been on record supporting the buyback of the toll road in recent weeks. Please explain the reasoning behind reacquiring an asset that perennially lost money when owned by the state.
I'm a firm believer that from a business standpoint, you have one opportunity to show if your business has merit. The ITR, the company that has the toll road, had their turn. Okay, we as a state of Indiana, we've learned, or smart people learn from mistakes. They made the mistake, we have an opportunity to get it back. Per our past governor, Mitch Daniels, if it goes belly up, we should have first calls of getting it back. For those of you who are not aware, they are in bankruptcy. We have an opportunity to intervene, and if our governor sees fit to take it back. It's our toll road. It's always been our toll road. We drive it every day. We know what it is. So if there's an opportunity to get it back, let's get it back. That will put a lot of people in Indiana to work also. But that's a valuable asset. It didn't work. They had their opportunity. Let's take it back. Thank you.
Thank you. And then, Mike, if you would, your opinion on the toll road and whether it should be reacquired or left the way it is.
You know, the decision to reacquire or not require the toll road is all part of the agreement that was originally signed. But as far as the more pressing issue is why does LaPorte County need to be involved in intervening in the bankruptcy of an international corporation that has an agreement signed with the state of Indiana? We don't. We have our own problems right here in LaPorte County that we need to dedicate our resources to fix those and to resolve those and to solve those. We have, half of our population lives at or below 200% of poverty. Half of our children are on free or reduced lunches. And we're going to worry about intervening in a lawsuit that the state's going to resolve anyway. We need to concentrate on LaPorte County and not concentrate on Indianapolis.
And then, Mike, if you would keep the mic, and we'll start this question with you. At meetings, will you let taxpayers speak on an issue you are going to vote, not making them wait until the end of the meeting?
Absolutely. When I was a county commissioner, we actually moved public comment from the end to the beginning. So that way taxpayers could comment on the agenda. It's kind of pointless to have a comment after you've already voted on an issue. That's like, expecting a doctor to diagnose you without actually getting some input. But yeah, it's very important that taxpayers can come up ahead of the issue. That's how other boards do it. Mr. Milsap was on the Michigan City Council, and on every issue they would have public comment prior to a vote. So I think that's very, very important that our taxpayers have that ability to speak and be heard. Because that way, if there is an issue coming up, it can always be tabled if the taxpayer makes some really good points, and most of the time they do. Thank you.
Willie, if you would, the same question on whether you would let people speak as it happens or wait till the end of the meeting.
Well, the template that we use for public comment has been in organizations and Robert Rules of Orders and numerous organizations. I have been in the arena where public comment is at the beginning of the meeting, but you have to understand we're all human beings. The purpose of the meetings is to handle county business. It's not there to, make personal attacks or get your hidden agenda heard. Government is open Mondays through Fridays, 8 to 4. If you have a concern, that's why a lot of offices have open door policy. If an issue is coming down the pipe and you have a concern, you can go up to especially the commissioner's office under this term, you can come up to the commissioner's office and discuss it. You don't have to go to a public meeting and air your grievance, because those meetings are designed to do government business first. That's the top priority. There is a segment for public comment. However, you have to be realistic and understand that the purpose of government meetings is to do government business, not personal business. Thank you.
Okay, Mike, what can you tell us about the Heartland Footwear not relocating to LaPorte County?
Well, that didn't happen during my time as a commissioner. That was one of that happened during Mr. Milsap's tenure. It's disappointing. We have we have somebody that was ready to relocate. We had abatements created. We did everything we were supposed to do, and they didn't locate here. And I guess the question is to ask Mr. Milsap why, because quite honestly, it just kind of fell off the radar screen completely. So maybe Mr. Milsap can enlighten us. Thanks.
Yes.
Love to. Earlier, we was talking about confidentiality on businesses. That's a perfect example. No one in this room knows the terms or the agreement of that business trying to come to our counties. The only people that know the terms and agreement that was proposed was the commissioners and legal and Office of Economic Development. So back to confidentiality, we can't open up the door Monday morning and say, hey, company ABC wanted to do this. That's why that company did not come here, is because the agreement was not in the best interest of you, LaPorte County taxpayers. And that's the way we handle all business. Thank you.
Okay, and then Willie, we'll start with you on this one. Your ads repeatedly charge your opponent, Mr. Bohacek, with creating the tax mess. Could you explain your allegation and what you did to correct the mess?
Well, as you know, when I came in 2010, the tax mess was already in the making. My prior commissioner, he was there, he was involved in the tax mess, for the sake of better, nice word. He sued the county on those assessments. All in all, they came out that the rates were approved. He was a part of that, which is why I say that he was part and involved in the tax mess, and he sued the county. If you're a sitting commissioner and you have the best interests of your county that you're representing, the last thing you do is to sue them. That's a last resort, and as far as I'm concerned, it's not even considered, because how can you represent a community and you're trying to hurt the community? It's either this or that. That's why I used that in my advertising, because he was a part of the tax mess. He did sue the county. How can you sue a county that you represent? I just don't see it.
Thank you. And then, Mike, if you would, I assume we'll change it around and say your ads repeatedly charge your opponent, Mr. Milsap, with creating the tax mess. Could you explain your allegation and what you did to correct the mess?
Sure, absolutely. Mr. Milsap's a little bit confused, and he didn't really answer the entire question, so maybe after I can get a minute to answer half, he can answer the other half, because he only said how he never said how he fixed it, so I'd be kind of curious to hear that. But anyway, yes, it was a very challenging time. The assessments came in, there was some controversy with them, and prior to my term ending in 2010, we did sit in mediation, and we did get the tax rates straightened out, and something that we could move forward with and get assessments out. So that was completed prior to my departure. It was actually voted on in May. of 2010. My lawsuit, contrary to what Mr. Milsap says, was as I sued our county assessor because Carol McDaniel flat refused to give the citizens of LaPorte County their voice to air out their concerns with their property tax assessments. We have a PETA board. There was 6,000 people waiting to get their appeals heard, to say, hey, my property is not right. And if it's not right, my voice has to be heard. And when she began to...
Thank you, Mike.
All right.
And that was the last of the questions for the commissioner candidates. I appreciate you taking the time this evening. Thank you for being here. That concludes your portion of it.
Thank you.